The baseball world cries foul, and then just cries as the Dodgers add a potential fifth starter. Scribes think Joey Bosa has played his last game for the Chargers, and Reggie Bush wants to coach at USC. If only he hadn't sued them first. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is January 18, 2025. Welcome back to the Sanctum Sanctorum of LA Sports. We added a new subscriber to the Angeleno Familia yesterday. Thank you for getting in on the ground floor. We're going to do our best to keep you informed. And if you like being in the know about LA Sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Like I said, we have a ton to talk to today. So let's get after it. Before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. Lakers 102, Brooklyn 101. Without Anthony Davis, who did not play with plantar fasciitis, and nor should you, that hurts. Austin Reeves plugged the gap with 38 points. LeBron James added 29 points. D'Angelo Russell returned to face the team that he played for two different times, and he led the Nets with 19. Not exactly lighting up his former bros. Meanwhile, UCLA 94, Iowa 70, all hailing the end of a Bruins 4-game losing streak, brought to you courtesy of Eric Daly and his 23 points. Tyler Bilodeau added 18. Meanwhile, today, the Kings are at Seattle at 7 o'clock, and 24th ranked Wisconsin plays USC basketball at noon. The Trojans will be looking to defeat a second top 25 team in 8 days. So, what do you say we get to the news? And we got a lot to talk about with the obvious lead story. So, the sun rises in the east, dog bites man, and the Dodgers have lit a fire under the ass of the baseball world by adding another player. So, just that alone. Just the fact that everybody is mad at LA, bring it on, bring more. And not just any player, mind you, a fifth starter. Seriously, it's just going to be a fifth starter. That was the big takeaway for me when LA finished was what most people saw as a fait accompli, as they added Japanese pitching phenom Roki Sasaki. So much drama, all the dramas. I would say that it was from sea to shining sea, and yet that doesn't cover all the drama. We even get to look to the north, to America's oversized beret. Canada is upset at the Dodgers too. Multiple nations hating on the Dodgers. We've got to do better. We have got to add Europe. I don't know how, but we've got to add them hating on us too. The 23-year-old Sasaki will bring his split-fingered fastball to LA for a $6.5 million signing bonus, according to the LA Times. But here's the thing. It's a minor league contract, which technically means he might not even make the team. The Dodgers have so much starting pitching. A guy who would have been, say, a number 2 starter on many, many other teams, such as Slime Diego or Toronto, might actually start his journey in the United States by taking his talents to AAA Oklahoma City. That's hilarious when you think about it. And if you're on Twitter, that made the move just so much more delightful because you get to watch fans, you get to watch front office types, you get to definitely watch baseball scribes all donning their favorite tinfoil hat and lobbing one conspiracy theory after another. They were like Steph Curry, just jacking up 3 after 3 with all those conspiracy theories. Especially our evil neighbors down south in Slime Diego. If you did not drink enough Padre tears after the playoffs last year, now you get to go back to the bar for a second order. I invite you to fill your chalice, fill it, overflow it with their tears, and just spill it down your gullet. Just spill it all over the place. So many tears. Fox News had been complaining about the empty reservoirs due to the wildfires. You could refill them with the tears of Padre fans and never have a drought again. Oh, we also heard that the Delta smelt is what caused the droughts down in LA. Well, have the Delta smelt swim in the uncontrollable sobbing from Slime Diego. So again, one team's number 2 starter is another team's potential ace in AAA when you live like LA. It's awesome sauce. If Sasaki makes the team at the start of the season, and to be frank, I think he will, many are forecasting the Dodgers to roll out a 6-man roto. Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, then maybe Sasaki, then Tony Gonsolin, maybe. And by the way, we still haven't even mentioned Clayton Kershaw coming back, right? The plan for the Dodgers is not to have Ohtani pitch in a game for about a month or so, which is fine, because then if they do re-sign Kershaw, you could throw him there. Maybe it's Dustin May, Landon Mack, Justin Robleski. And what of the conspiracy theories? As you can tell, we got a lot to talk to just from one move. One. Former exec turned analyst Jim Bowden says other front offices thought the fix was in from the start because of Sasaki's agent. Wrong. The fix was in. It was. Because the Dodgers have other Japanese players and a manager with a Japanese mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that really tampering when you want to hang out with your homies? Really? It wouldn't surprise me if the Dodgers wound up opening a souvenir store over in Tokyo. They have so many Japanese players now. So there's going to be demands of an investigation. You're already seeing it on the socials. But as for the social media mob, that's what makes it important. Because in their twisted logic, the investigation itself mounts to proof of guilt. Not the evidence, not the findings. The fact that you get investigated means you're guilty in the social media mob. You will still find accusations that Ohtani is a gambling addict who sent his best friend to federal prison for decades. So go ahead, Slime Diego. Find your scapegoat. It's probably Hunter Biden, right? Maybe it's a bunch of Israelis living in a secret cave. Whatever you want as your conspiracy theories, guys, I'm there for it. All I need is the popcorn. Also, the Scribes are chiming in to clown the Dodgers for the signing now. That we're all going to have buyer's remorse because Sasaki is injury prone. Which he is. But you don't get to pitch for the Dodgers until you prove you love getting injured in the first place. So we don't really care. We don't. No matter what team Sasaki pitched for, by the way, he's going to be absurdly cheap. And that is the second reason why everybody else is so furious. The team that wound up winning Sasaki, the sweepstakes, they land a frontline starter without having to, develop and hope that a first-round pick can handle it. They did it without having to overpay in the trade market. They did it without having to overpay in the free agent market. Sasaki gets the league minimum. If the Dodgers roster is like Neiman Marcus, Roki Sasaki gets paid like he's working the self-checkout lane at Target. To say that the Puds or the Blue Jays should have had him is to argue Sasaki would trade in a potential ring and hanging out with all his boys from Tokyo, the comfort of that when you're in a foreign country with a different language, and trade all that in for just what, an additional $1 million to be with Toronto? Stop it. Stop it. And we've been saying this for weeks. In defending the championship next year, Andrew Friedman is trying to build an indestructible Dodger roster. The Dodgers at this moment are the team of the 2020s, and they could put that in cement with another title or two. So you could easily imagine even more moves, which is why we brought out the idiot Scribe rumor board. Now, to be clear, aside from Kershaw, You're throwing the names of a bunch of randos on the board from the interwebs. I'm not sold, for example, on bringing back Kike Hernandez. Boost the bullpen? I could see it. You'd be ignoring the fact that the bullpen was like lightning in a bottle for the Dodgers during the playoffs last year. And by the way, finally, with the Dodgers, no lengthy conversation about the world champions would be complete without mentioning that adding Sasaki is the latest in a lifetime of middle fingers extended to San Diego sports fans, who absolutely deserve all the middle fingers. Do you have a middle finger? Do you have two middle fingers? Feel free to point them down south to the Puds. The Puds have made no moves to add to their major league roster. There's now even a dispute as to who really should own the team. That's going to go to court. They have already overpaid for much of their roster, and they're starting to get old. The Puds could easily slide from the team built to defeat the Dodger machine to missing the playoffs. Lots of Dodger stuff to talk about. Let me know what you think in the comments thread. The Patriots have asked for permission to chat with Chargers passing game coordinator Marcus Brady, which begs the question, the Chargers had a passing game? Huh? Now, Marcus Brady is no relation to Marcus Brody of the Indiana Jones trilogy. Brady is a former CFL quarterback who also coached for Indianapolis and Philadelphia. Also, multiple bloggers and scribes who cover the Chargers believe that because Jim Harbaugh couldn't stop talking about how much he wanted to keep Khalil Mack and did not mention Joey Bosa, that is supposedly proof that you can deduce that they're going to let Bosa walk. The former number 3 draft pick was once a force off the edge, but he's become injury prone, and as a result, his production waned. The dude has only played in 28 games in the last 3 seasons. So it's certainly possible, but that's not proof. The fact that Harbaugh didn't talk up Bosa doesn't mean that you're going to be able to scoop up Bosa's jersey in the back corner of a Ross Dress for Less. So stop that. Harbaugh not talking about Bosa means nothing. Harbaugh doesn't talk about a lot of things, like his own health. Reggie Bush wants to join the USC football coaching staff. Not that there's any openings on the staff that I know of, but let's assume for the moment that there is. We all like Reggie Bush enough, right? I want to offer Reggie Bush 2 pieces of unsolicited advice for the interview. The first is this: if the interview offers you something to drink, politely decline. You could spill the drink all over your suit, totally embarrassing, you could lose the gig. But the second piece of advice I have for you is deny that you sued your potential employer. Deny it. Oh, it was in all the papers and all that, but you should lie. Because that's a thing, suing somebody that you want to have a job with. And yeah, you should. Human resources departments, they're sometimes kind of sloppy with the background checks. Maybe they'll forget the fact that you sued your own school for back pay. Back pay that you weren't really entitled to because back then athletes couldn't legally be paid when you played for USC. So if you wind up meeting Lincoln Riley and you guys give that handshake trying to figure out if it was firm but not too firm, and when Riley says, hey, you look kind of familiar. Aren't you the guy that sued us after we worked our asses off to get you your Heisman Trophy back? If you don't have an answer at the ready, just say no. Deny it. If you don't have an answer, it's no. What have you got to lose? Jared Verse could very well be a superstar in the making for the Rams. But Verse telling the Scribes, quote, I hate Eagle fans, unquote, isn't particularly wise. Verse told the LA Times that Eagle fans are annoying and, quote, when I see that green and white, I hate it. I actually get upset. like I actually genuinely get hot, unquote. Now, my objection to him talking about it is not because I think he's scared of Philadelphia or being out there in Philly. The better approach is stoicism, an attitude of like, whatevs, because it's better for your teammates. There's going to be 3 to 5 inches of snow in Philly on Sunday. So the question is not what Eagle fans will be saying, it's what Eagle fans will be throwing. There's a big difference because it ain't just going to be snow. If you're lucky, it's going to be metal objects in the snowball because there's a really good chance that it's going to have a golden tint to the snowball with a smell of ammonia. Because you may not like Eagle fans, but we can all agree on something about Eagle fans, right? They don't care how much they drink, even in the cold. They don't care if they have to pull it out in freezing cold and get frostbite on it while they do something on said snowball. And they damn sure don't care about going to jail with their hands soaked in melting snow and their own urine. They don't care. They don't. And if I'm standing anywhere near Jared Verse on Sunday getting pelted by golden snowballs, I'm not going to be particularly happy about that. The names of players both leaving and arriving in the transfer portal make me wonder if that's what it's like to be the idiot TV reporter standing on the Florida coast during hurricane season, right? Everything just blindsides you. And I'd be lying if I said I expected some of the whatever I'm expecting from the players who either go to or leave UCLA or USC. If they would fit, if they're going to do any good. It's just too much. We have to rely on outside analysts. Now, I trust On3.com. I'll start off by letting you know they don't particularly like what the Trojans added. They ranked the transfer portal haul for the Trojans as 66th in the country. Even worse, in the Big Ten Conference, USC only ranks ahead of Purdue. Meanwhile, UCLA, by virtue of not making a bowl game, had a head start, but they took advantage of it. On3 has them ranked 12th. Kristen Press has signed a 1-year extension with Angel City FC, which means the former 2-time World Cup winner is likely to end her career in LA. She's 31, but she also missed a couple of years due to a knee injury that required 4 surgeries. Now, I am not exactly all that hype about Angel City FC, but hey, Ms. Press really wanted to play. You must after you get 4 surgeries on your knee. So congrats to her. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. How stoked are you that Roki Sasaki is in Dodger blue, like half the population of Japan? And what do you think about the Chargers? Are they going to wind up cutting Joey Bosa? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.